Greetings from the two of us. I am Russ Hatfield, and I am joined by my twin soul Kara, who is based on a higher dimensional station for Ashtar Command called Hades Base. The session for July is called More About Biomagnets and the Ascended Earth, channeled January 13th of 1995 by Mark Crocker. We have a short little summary of the channeling session so you have a preview of what is to come. Is our four main speakers joined by Alika as a guest speaker. The main topics on side 1 are Tia and I discussing the benefits of telekinesis. Kara works with me on using biomagnets for a perpetual energy device, and Omal and I work on the keys for staying young. Our guest speaker, finishing up this side, is Laika, who's getting ready to ship out, but has some ski races to discuss before that. Side 2 is mostly Omal again, and this is where things get heavy, as this is a session we've been waiting to post for a long time. Omal tells us about the Earth to come once we are ascended and can take our place on it as it is uninhabited at the moment. We go over past examples of ascension like on Sirius where they went from 3rd to 6th. Now it is our turn. Kiri wraps up the session in the last 5 minutes or so with some follow-up information on how to work with biomagnets. It's just over an hour long, and in that hour is some incredible knowledge from everyone who spoke. The revelations from Omal take it to the next level. For a full transcript of this latest channeling session, please go to our main homepage at hadespacenews.com. We invite you to subscribe to be kept informed of future postings on our YouTube channel from the members of Ashtar Command. Now we present our latest entry into the Hades Space archives, More About Biomagnets and the Ascended Earth.
Wow, wow, wow,
So how come he's got hiccups and you don't?
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, if I don't understand it, it doesn't actually be a question in a way I can understand. But I'm sure Geronimo does answer my question.
Mm-hmm.
Geronimo, what a language.
Your language is just as funny to me.
Well, it's just funny to me, too.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you're doing. Well, all right, this evening, what is our list of fun things we're going to be doing tonight?
Well, there's guess.
Why not? Curious now, dude.
Oh, aren't we good? 2 and 2 equals 3.9999999999999.
A very interesting thing about the scanning session.
Okay, who do you think's going to be in?
Another one? The come on. There we go.
Okay. No, I shrugged my shoulders at each answer.
Well, that's good enough for me.
Okay. That's
Good.
for the benefit of Mr. Kite.
Good. Okay. Now, about a year ago.
Yeah.
We're talking about difference between telekinesis and PK.
Uh-huh.
Now, telekinesis being bending things,
Uh-huh.
but what are some of the other benefits of having telekinesis?
Telekinesis, bending things.
I mean, for one thing, I can't see bending things being a very useful thing. So I feel like this is kind of
Well, what if you want to go into business? Let's say you want to produce corkscrews. Let's say you're trapped out in the middle of nowhere and you want something to bend at a right angle. To make, let's say, a tent. Or if you want to build a pyramid and you have straight copper tubing, you can bend it using your mind.
Now, in that particular session, we got a lot into the PK side of it.
Aha, which is my speciality.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Now, have you ever done any studying on the TK side?
Don't know how to. Well, I know how to bend certain organs, but that's about it. You don't know very much about Durandal anatomy, do you?
Well, I never had a chance to study it, actually.
No, and I'm not going to let you either.
Well, what is the story of Durandal?
They're doing fine.
Any news with them?
No, nothing yet. They're just settling down and doing a lot of scientific study carrying on from where they left off, apparently. Mm-hmm.
To this trip.
Oh, yes, the joke.
This guy's hitchhiking to Washington, D.C. And every once in a while, Carl will stop for him. And when they do, they'll ask him if he's a Republican or a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll say he's a Democrat. And the car will just speed off all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
And after about 5 times of this happening, he's getting sick and tired of it. So the next car that comes up is this beautiful, sexy lady with her blouse sleeves sort of open.
You're a bit like mine is. Uh-huh.
And she says, "Are you a Democrat or Republican?" He says, "I'm a Republican." She says, "Okay, get in." So he gets in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going on down the road. And as they're going, blouse, because of the wind, it's a convertible, blows open just a little bit more. I
Mm-hmm.
suppose it's kind of a bit of her breast there. Dress between her legs kind of blows open a little bit, exposed to more of her thighs and stuff. He says, pull over, you gotta let me out." She pulls over and looks at him and goes, "Why? What's wrong?" He says, "Well, I've only been a Republican for 5 minutes. I'm already trying to screw someone."
I don't quite understand it, but it sounds like fun anyway. Mm-hmm.
All right. What's the difference between capitalism and communism?
I don't know.
Well, with capitalism, you have man trying to fuck over his fellow man.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with communism, you have the exact opposite.
No, sorry, lost it.
Mark will explain that. Here's the thing, too.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb jokes.
Totally the opposite mood.
That's right. You just had to give us a little while ago.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what I want to do?
Take 3 guesses. Hey, anyway, after a girl is done with her period, is that when she can get pregnant the easiest?
No, 14 days afterwards, right in the middle of the cycle.
Right in the middle of the cycle.
Mm-hmm. The curve goes like this. As you get closer to the point of ovulation, then you go back down the other side.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as I'm not ovulating at the moment.
Yeah, we don't ovulate for another 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
how are the kittens?
I think they're not kittens anymore, they're cubs because they're walking. They are fine. Mm-hmm. She's getting much, much better. She only has accidents occasionally like the rest of them do when they get excited. Mm-hmm. Now, I suppose you want to need to put somebody on, huh?
You want to?
Okay. Anyway, I've got to go and adjust myself. My panties are kind of getting a little bit wedged.
Okay. I just short.
Okay. So, down, down, right. Okay, let's just get down to business. It'll be quick.
All right. First off, we're gonna work on those magnets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, am I gonna go ahead and suspend those?
No, you're going to put them into a sensor. That's why they're flexible.
Right.
Now they're all magnetized on the same side, right? Good. Okay.
Okay. So now with those magnets, let me grab it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now with magnets here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now they are flexible. They're
Yes.
flexible.
Mm-hmm. Right. I've got this right. You would have them in a circle, something like this.
Okay.
It's actually Huey the one that's was working on the perpetual energy.
Right. Well, actually, you gave me some tips on it too.
Yes. And you would put something in the middle here. And you would spin it as long as they're the same. Let's say these are north and north here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you have to put the north in there and spin it.
Okay.
Now there is another use for magnets.
Mm-hmm. True. Using these biomagnets.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there is another possible use for them at the moment, apart from alleviating headaches, is that.
Oh, neat.
And they are red again.
Red. Never used them.
What is these?
Okay. I'm not exactly sure which sides are repelling.
Very good experiment.
Looks like the white sides repel.
Mhm.
So that would mean keep the black sides in on the side of the circle and keep the whites out.
That's right.
Okay. So now in using these for the knees,
Mm-hmm.
will these be kept on for a while then? So
Yeah.
Like
Overnight type thing.
all right. Now we were talking about the fact on a tape that I was going through about the cavities in the brain
Mm-hmm.
and how the cavities in the temples and the third eye have certain tones which is humming resonates and enhances them.
Mm-hmm.
But on the tape, we don't have it clear what exactly we mean by what happens when they're enhanced. What is the purpose of these cavities?
Well, these cavities are very soothing. When the resonant sound is created, it's very soothing on the brain, and they can help you to think clearer. Okay. Hum. Up. Now, do you feel how that feels?
No, it's intentional. Okay.
See, it varies from individual to individual. But if you vary the frequency, it does have a resonance, or you can say words. For example, I believe Gregorian charms would be very soothing.
Right. So singing Gregorian chant to be very soothing.
Right.
Listening to them would be okay, but not as good as singing.
Right.
Because you're not getting the full effect.
Right.
In fact, there is a group of pseudo monks down in LA who sing the glorious chants to the tunes of various hit songs.
That I would like to hear.
Like they do Elvis Presley, the Gregorian chants.
Okay.
And left and the clock and stuff like that. Okay, dude, that's it.
Oh, you want me to go now?
Well, you're rushing me through this. I couldn't do it for a second.
No, I was just thinking about the next person that needs to come on.
Is she coming on now?
I think she'll be coming in a few minutes. So. You are coming up tonight, aren't you?
Well, yeah, and I don't have to be working till 10 tomorrow, so I got some extra time. So what I might do is maybe not come up tonight, come up tomorrow morning instead.
Okay, wake us up.
Okay, that'll work. And speaking of that, the other day when I was up there with you and Alana
Mm-hmm.
and the kids,
Mm-hmm.
now I definitely heard someone crying in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that? That was Michael?
Mm-hmm.
Crying big time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get through that clearly as I hear them crying.
But when you have a full diaper and it is cold and wet, it's very uncomfortable.
Now, is one of the problems for me hearing you as clear as Mark is the fact that your voice is pitched just so low
I think that might
that
be a
it
problem.
is so close to mine, I can't tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
T and Q is like, "Ah," and you're like way down here, close to mine as I can get.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking, it sounds like me talking. You can't tell the difference.
I've tried to put it a few octaves higher, but I cannot guarantee that I can think higher octaves.
Well, it's not something I think you can correct just yet.
No.
I think it's
There
just,
is a way of getting me to talk in a higher octave.
surgery.
Well, that doesn't include surgery, it just includes me sitting astride you and going up and down for you 1,000 times.
Oh, but it's just, yeah, it's just, the information's coming through, and that's the main important thing.
Yes, that's the most important thing.
I can work with it, which of us is talking as long as I've got information.
Mhm.
Worry about the rest later.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to bed.
All right, then.
And if you get up here tonight, so much the better. You will be in for some fun.
I'll see you later.
Greetings and felicitations for us.
So, our ring mistress is the other way occupied.
Correct.
Okay, first off, I want to deal with Ryan's question.
Mm-hmm.
And she was asking me something about a council of 24.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a council that goes up higher than it?
No, it is actually a lower council that deals with slightly different issues.
Now, she wanted me to ask you if
Mm-hmm.
Rhea is this person named Athena, who Athena is apparently Ashtar's twin.
Not exactly, no. It is more of a soulmate. This is a resonant frequency that they share that's close enough. Yes, the wording of the question is very difficult to understand. If I understand correctly, Rhea is asking if she is Om's mate. And at this time, she lacks the comprehension to be close enough for a linkage to occur. Unfortunately, Rhea is still very concerned with the third dimension and being.
Right, but she's still working on a goal. She doesn't have a purpose. And even though you and me and everyone else is telling her what her purpose is,
She doubts herself,
she doubts herself.
and that is the first step she has to overcome.
Is this just age that does this?
Yes. She is self-doubting, she is doubting that her body is starting to fail. So therefore the self-doubt is there, is my body strong? And it is not so much the body, it is the mind.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
But-
she's worried she's losing memory and things like that.
Right. But it is unfortunately one of the side effects of age.
That's true. Now, one thing I keep noticing is that I haven't seen people much. I'm expecting all this aging process start taking place. I'm almost 35. Ain't happening.
Why?
Well, a lot of it I have to feel is a combination of factors. Number one, working with car, I've learned a lot more about self-healing. And I've learned how to control more of my body and my mind. The other part is that I've got a goal.
Right.
I have purpose. I have a reason to live, and I love life. I don't want to get old. I don't want to die. I don't want to be feeble and lose my memory and stuff. I want to just stay like this the rest of my life. So I'm assuming I am mentally commanding my body to stop aging.
Right.
And it seems to be working because it certainly is not making me any older every day.
That is good. That is what your function at present needs to be.
Right.
For other individuals, it is unimportant. For some individuals, it is important, but it is not a priority.
Well, I think a lot of people want to, like, I used to want to be older because I couldn't get respect as a young person. Now that I've reached that point, I want to get older. I want to stay right where I'm at. I'm quite happy. So, I should ask Carl out of this. Just gonna work on staying at the same age I am.
Keep the same mental attitude, but also keep your goals and work towards your goals.
Right.
Set yourself a goal which will take a considerable length of time, but is not impossible to achieve.
Well, one thing I am worried about is during this coming collapse here, that stress and problems would make a person age more. So the key here is I'll know if I am not completing my goal and purpose is if I start to age faster.
Right.
Because I'm losing control of both my mind and my body. And I'm not maintaining my centered calm that I'm supposed to, that allows me to maintain my current age. Because I know there are lots of people who are very old, but look very young. And it's just a matter of knowing how your life can be run.
Okay, update.
Okay.
It is still, now it is less than 2 years, less
than 3 years.
That's correct. Possibilities are still the same. They have only dropped by 1%.
Okay.
So instead of being 89% certain, it is now 88% certain.
Okay. Now, a couple different factors entering into the equation that I want to discuss with you quickly. Number one, we've discussed this on various occasions, but never in the same context, and that is music.
Mm-hmm.
And watching the music coming out as more and more becoming
Aggressive and violent.
very aggressive. I mean, we're talking hate rock. And I mean, this is the people that, a lot of them are, 18, 19, 20.
Mm-hmm.
And music from people like called Slayer, Bad Brains, Born Again. Ugh. And they're just gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have rap, which is, you know, every other word is the F word.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm starting to see this as a real factor that's going to enter into this.
You're missing a point also in music.
Hmm.
What ethnic groups are like the rap?
Black groups like the rap.
Mm-hmm. And the Slayer rock?
White supremacist kind of thing.
Correct. And both types are getting more popular.
Right.
Which means what?
Well, that brings me to my second factor that's entering into this.
Mm-hmm.
And that is in the news the other day. This guy, this boy, about 18, out in Alabama, was shot dead by these four black youths merely for the fact he was flying a rebel flag in the back of his van.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Confederate flag.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first time I ever heard of anything this happening. Usually the other way around, KKK and stuff. Now you've got the black group is, taking it out on, just the fact that, the Confederate States owned slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing a lot more white-black divisionism going on.
Mm-hmm. If you remember, we did say that it would not be so much the Hispanic community.
Right. And that's where I don't see, one part of this is going to have to deal with Rush Limbaugh, who we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part's going to have a lot to do with the young crowd.
Correct.
So I think it's going to kind of come down to a combination of the two,
Mm-hmm.
whereby the white group is being led and the black group is being led by two different people.
Mm-hmm. And now, here is a little pause for you to study at your convenience.
Okay.
You're not going to enjoy it. It is necessary to understand how your opposition, as you would word it, thinks. Listen to Rush Limbaugh.
Okay.
How can you formulate a correct answer without having all the facts?
And you're very correct, and I definitely should stand the guy. I'm going to do this because I need information.
Correct.
And I need to be able to have a comprehensive idea of what is coming down.
But remember the first rule of radio. What is Rush Limbaugh?
He's a commentator.
No.
He's a rebel rouser.
No.
He's a conservative.
No, you were close with your first choice. He's a commentator. But
He's a radio personality.
getting closer.
Political.
No. Drifting away.
Okay.
He is an entertainer.
All right. Okay.
Remember that always when you listen to no matter who it is, Dan Rather, Bonnie Chung, Rush Limbaugh, Newt Gingrich, well, not Newt Gingrich.
They're all entertainers.
Correct. It doesn't matter if they are conservative or liberal. Their primary function
It's ratings.
right. Even though they may deny that is the case. And they will slant their views towards their political opinion.
Well, there's something here that doesn't quite fit in that I need to ask you about. Right now, we've got a fully controlled Republican Congress.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 years, we'll have a Republican president.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rush Limbaugh, being conservative,
Mm-hmm.
he's like going to be in hog heaven practically, as far as the fact that everything he's predicted has come true.
Mm-hmm.
But where does that leave him? He doesn't have anything more to talk about. The president
does.
Right.
He does pick on his own party when they start to backtrack. That is why we're suggesting that you listen to him. Because your assumption was that if everything goes according to how he wants it, he is out of whack.
Right.
But his contract with America that he goes on about,
Mm-hmm.
he has attacked, I believe, Newt Gingrich on backing down on an issue.
Do you want to listen to this guy on your off hours or something?
No, I do receive reports.
Okay, 'cause I haven't heard him then, so I wasn't sure. Okay,
Anyway, last question, please.
okay. Well, yes. We were working on the perpetual energy device here,
Mm-hmm.
Kara. We now have the magnets to work on this.
Mm-hmm.
And just throw something out into the air here. How does that in a possibilities affect the outcome of what we're discussing here about what's in the future?
It is an advancement for transportation devices.
Okay.
It is a endless supply of power.
Right. Well, it's gonna make a difference as far as
Clean power.
right. Actually, it'd probably be more of something that's gonna bring it out afterwards that
Mhm.
happens,
Correct.
then it will affect any outcome prior to it. In
Correct.
fact, anything prior to it would cause it to come even faster and
Right.
harder. So it's gonna have to come down, then it's gonna have to come out. I got it.
Or it may be already in the calculations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'll be back. I'm all 20 price. 1. Be not.
Thank you.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah.
No, he's gonna finish off this half too.
Okay.
Get
Right.
the heck out.
I'll put him in.
Okay.
Hi there.
Hello, Bill. How are you, bud? I'm good. Glad to hear it.
Huh?
Like you ski, don't you?
Yes.
Been done any lately?
Mm-hmm. Arctic. Warfare training.
All right. Warfare training. I mean, downhill skiing. Fun.
It's sometimes it's part of it.
Oh, I see.
Uh-huh.
Why are you going to service for races?
I can only go for the first 2 races.
Well, you're going off
Yeah.
base in March.
Mm-hmm.
The races are coming up in February.
Yeah.
March?
Mid-March.
Mid-March.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So I would be competing in the giant super tube.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got any practicing lately?
Mm-hmm. Good. How's it feel? Good? Yes. Oh, good. Well, are you using the good skis, the ones with the turning bases on them? Of course. So you'd be in the pro class. Of course. Right. Good deal. So you have a good shot on this Hades-based team. Hopefully, yes. All right. Now, have you made a team, or do you have to try out? We're trying out tomorrow. Oh, you are? So you haven't made the team yet? No, I think someone's trying to stop me from making the team. All right. Will you be gone for a little while? I think that answers your question. Actually, I think she's just jealous. I'm a better skier. Yeah, you're better in a lot of things. Uh-huh. And that's just you. You're the perfectionist. Yes. Okay. You okay? I'm fine. You said you can't catch your breath. Mm-hmm. Yes, I had portraits of me drawn for Mark, Kieran, and Tia. Oh, did you? Mm-hmm. Right. Good. Were you in uniform? Some of them, yes. I gave them to Tia and Kiri early on, and Mark should have been full-size portraits. They actually pictured, or just discs? Discs. Holograms. Cool. Mm-hmm. Well, that's neat. It's me in my uniform. 6 pictures. Well, let me get this straight here. You're gonna go to Sirius for the races. Yes. Then you're going off to duty for 3 months. Yes. Then you're going back to Sirius to spend another 3 weeks. Yes. Lots of time on Sirius. Never enough time. Oh, I'm not keeping you from anything, am I? No. Well, that's good. So, any new things happening in your unit lately? No. No new babies? No. No, we're all getting ready to ship out. Oh. All the mothers that have had babies are working on temporary people to look after their babies. And all those fully grown ladies are having anti-pregnancy shots. Oh, I see. To maintain that state, right? Yes. So when you get there, you'll have your new recruits. Mm-hmm. All set to go. You guys are all working well as a team, right? Yes. Hmm. You run point. I did. You run point? I thought you were supposed to be in the back. New position. Oh. Yeah, because of time not being able to come. She used to be point. Oh, I see. Junior officer. But now, what happens if a unit comes under attack? You wouldn't be, you'd be the first one to take that possibly. Not always. True, but okay. And she wants to know basically, where's she going with this? What's she doing? She is not an ambassador. She is a missionary. It is hard for the missionary to adjust to their new environment. She has to remember to be herself, but yet to adjust her spreading light and wisdom. She has to adjust it or even dilute it down so that it is not full on. It is a gradual change. It is necessary for her to complete her mission. She cannot run away. She can compromise.
We'll see.
That is for her to answer.
Well,
But she has to remember that her and Mike are joined.
right.
That it is necessary to work out what is mutually beneficial and for her to be able to grow and spread light and cheerfulness, to put people more in tune with themselves instead of grabbing everything for me.
Right.
They must learn to share. They must learn to harmonize, to work together, to be individuals, but yet individuals that are grouped together for the common good.
Well, according to her, she just basically says that these people are going to do what they want, whether she's there or not. There's nothing she can do about it.
She's not looking.
I kind of figured that out too, but when I talked to her, it sounded like the missionary was in the pot. And they were just getting ready to start lighting the wood under it.
Sometimes a nice warm bath can be a useful stimuli.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's going to stimulate. She's looking, they can't afford to move right now. So they've been offered a place in San Diego with her mom.
Mhm. That in itself would be a bad move.
That's what I told her. But she found it determined to get out of there. But I'll relate to her what you've told me anyway. See if I can dissuade her from this for a temporary time being. Anyway, she says she's trying for a job, and we're all supposed to put our energies to hopefully she'll get it because it'll really help her self-esteem. So I told her I'd put her in
Okay.
energies. That's the best I can do for her at this point. And I figured maybe what we'll do is hopefully I can get a hold of her next week.
Yeah.
We have an early enough session.
Okay, and you will be able to contact, and we can sit down and discuss the missionary being a little bit too warm.
Yeah.
It is necessary for her to be emotionally detached sometimes from the individuals around her, and yet to be even more emotionally attached to her strong root source.
Because it's a combination of money, bills, and the fact that she's not accomplishing what she set out to do. And I explained to her it's the same situation I had when I came here from Sidonia. I had huge goals, grand plans.
Rome was not burnt in a day.
This is true. And, I feel very comfortable where I've gotten.
Sorry, that was a very poor attempt at humor.
It's okay. But, I kind of know what she needs to be happy with. That is to be able to be happy no matter where she's at. Whether it be Illinois, Tahoe, San Diego, or anywhere.
And what is the key for her to be happy?
Well, that's the problem.
It is a very simple key. She has to be happy here and here.
Well, I think a lot of it is that she feels displaced. And I think it's like the shock of being somewhere where you feel totally alien is getting to a final.
Maybe she ought to talk to Mark about homesickness.
Yeah, I think that might be handy. But in the meantime, I think we'll definitely set her up for next Tuesday if possible. And,
Good. That would be very beneficial for her, for Kerry.
I think she needs a little booster shot at this point.
Yes, very much so.
All right, back to the questions again.
Okay, let us proceed.
Okay. Now, is the process of thinking or sending out actually what you or when you're thinking? Are you sending out light?
You are sending out thought patterns which can be interpreted as light. However, it is not light.
It's just energy.
Yes, electrical energy.
Now, isn't energy light though?
Not necessarily.
Different form.
Where is Kara's magnets? Pick them up.
Okay.
They're sending out energy.
Yeah.
Can you see the energy? That answers your question. You can see the energy by using little, small, minute dust fragments of iron. But apart from that, you cannot see them. Not unless you use electrical equipment to help you see the magnetic field.
I think that's the question I'm working on now. Is what light are we talking about here? Like say we talked about the light body.
Mm-hmm. We are referring to the astral body and the light that radiates from it.
Okay. And that is made up of energy, but different energy from what these magnets say.
Correct.
So how would you put a name to this energy to differentiate the magnetic energy this is putting out and the energy?
Astral energy.
Okay. I can look at that. Astral energy.
Look around. There is a light source. What color light is it?
Light.
Correct. But yet, within it, there's a whole spectrum of colors.
Right.
That is the same as the astral body. And astral energy. It is described as a light body, but yet it is different colors. Some individuals, all they see is a white halo type effect around an individual that is white. It takes patience and practice to be able to see the colors.
Yeah, what they're really to.
Yes.
Okay. And whether you see the colors or you see just light, that light is all dependent on the mood.
Correct.
So when Carrie finds her heart and mind, then her light will become brighter then?
Correct. It will go.
So what exactly would you say is her purpose in going there in the first place, except it's a lesson, right?
It is an unfinished task.
Yes, that's right, but you're still doing an atomic level.
Correct.
Yeah, because you have past lives, they're all connected, and she has to finish those. Okay, I see where we're going to. And ours are here.
Correct.
Alright. Now, what's going to happen to the light consciousness, let's say to the planet, when this coming collapse happens? It's going to be the Dark Ages, or would you call them Light Ages?
I would call it a temporary switching off of the light. Walk over to the door, hit the switch, and turn it back on.
Okay.
When the light was off, it was dark. When the light was switched back on, it was bright again. It took a few seconds to return to the full brightness.
Right. And a lot of it is vibrations.
Correct. The light waves were no longer coming from the light, they'd been switched off. The light was streaming away, it was cut off. The waves were coming from the conscious minds, it was cut off, it returned.
I see.
Maybe those are not good analogies to use.
No, it's good analogies, only I think the analogy I'm looking for is coming back brighter than it was originally before the light got turned off.
That is undecided.
But a lot of this is going to really hinge on how our planet handles the switch from third to fifth.
Which you do not have to worry about at all because there will be no switch from third to fifth.
Okay. Looking around, that's pretty easy to tell.
No.
What do you mean?
Dimensions.
Right.
What is the fourth dimension? What is the fifth dimension?
Space.
Does that answer your question? Sirius went from the third dimension to which dimension?
Six.
Why did it not go to the fifth?
Because it's space.
Correct.
Well, I see. So we're talking about third to sixth.
Correct.
I thank you for that. Come on, Omar, you need pupils like me. Just to hone those teaching skills.
Okay. Hold up your hand.
Okay.
Close your eyes. Visualize a penny. Visualize George Washington on the back.
Uh-huh.
Visualize the Lincoln Monument on the front. Come on, visualize that. I cannot see it. Visualize it in the fifth dimension.
Okay.
Visualize it. Come on. It's yay big. Visualize it. See the color. Come on, you can do better than that. Why do I do it?
Because there is no try. It's only do it.
Correct. Do or do not. But in this case, it serves as a different function. You are up here feeling top of the world, overconfident. What did I do? I went and pulled you back to reality.
Of course. Which is where I need to be.
Correct. It is no good having your head up in the stars. You can have your head in the stars, but remember where your feet are.
Well, yeah, it's.
Come on, you're still meant to be visualizing.
Okay.
No, I'm teasing.
All right. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the switch from third to sixth. Then.
Okay. I have a message from Tia. Can you tell your cats not to swear at each other?
Kids, some better language there. Okay. Come on. Excuse me. You are going home. Well, you're causing trouble. There will be a short, dull interlude.
Okay. Now, with the switch from third to sixth, the darkness is going to be what will be needed to change the vibrationary level of the consciousness of the people who are going to make the switch.
Let me put it this way. When you walk from a dark room to a brightly lit room, what happens?
You always have to adjust.
Correct. There will be that time of adjustment.
I see.
It will be chaos. You will have both light and dark rivaling each other, trying to overpower each other.
Mm-hmm.
One group will go one way, and the other group will go another way.
And same thing happened in series.
Correct.
Now, with that happening, then whether you are either side, it's still going to be a matter of, well, you'll, pass away one time and you'll come to either third, you'll come back to sixth.
Correct. Things will either appear wonderful or they will appear unchanged. And for those that appears unchanged, it will be a new beginning, a new start for them. Or that's what they will perceive. They will be totally unaware that it is just a recurrence of a cycle that once was. For those that are reborn in a higher dimension, and those that make it across, that will be the root gene pool, those are the ones that will suffer the worst.
Oh, really?
The ones that make the crossover to be the root gene pool.
Oh, right. I thought you said it'd be wonderful.
Oh, it will be wonderful. But physically they will suffer.
Mutate, sort of like?
Not so much mutate, as in their life expectancy will be diminished temporarily. They will understand that this is one of the prices to pay for the jump across, for the gene pool. They will be aware that it is necessary to pass on the gene pool.
But they will be rewarded in knowing that in the future
They will be rewarded in their next life.
as they make the jump.
Correct.
Okay.
There are very, very, very few Syrians that remember the jump. And that is not because of their sheer age. It is because they are kept alive as reminders
I see.
and cherished as reminders. Unfortunately, technology lacks for those Syrians, so they are kept in a state of stasis, unaware that time is passing. You could say suspended animation, but they have so much knowledge that needs to be kept that they are kept in that state, and they have agreed to it.
If they remember what happened with Syrian third dimension as well.
Correct. And they have a gift to give that is so important.
So technology catches up and they come back to where they're supposed to be.
Then their knowledge that they have will be recorded word for word, experience for experience, and then they will depart, and then they will return.
So I would assume then that this jump of Earth from third to sixth will be the completion of a transformation that failed at previous time.
In essence, yes.
And so what we're doing now is helping engineer that which we kind of goofed up in the first place as a people.
As a people, yes.
Not just me and Mark. Just
No, as a people,
as
yes.
a people. Because, we did, a lot of us were there.
Yes.
You remember. It's like for me, I look forward to this change. The whole everything.
If you say a lot of you, how many do you mean?
Really?
No.
No?
No. If you were to take the whole entire population of San Jose, you would have to halve it.
What?
Only 100,000.
Kidding me? No, you're kidding. You do. I see what you mean.
Not in this case.
Not in this case. 100,000.
It is a perfectly healthy, acceptable gene pool.
Yeah. It's just amazing that that's the number that I would never have guessed at. Okay. And so those of us who are there have been looking forward to doing this ever since we were born. We were geared toward this.
Pretty much though, yes.
So that's why Carrie's where she's at. Can I pass this on to her?
Certainly, I would not have mentioned it if it was not to be recorded for posterity and to be analysed at your leisure and convenience. But 1 million is an insignificant number compared to the population of your planet.
That's true. But 100,000, that's not even nearly what I was thinking of. Now, a question I have been concerning, this book I was reading about. This was put out back in December of '94. And this is from a channel who is channeling somebody named Yahweh. And talking about, when he states in here, he says 1995, in particular January, are going to see earthquakes all over. And she called that one on the money.
I can predict that you will see earthquakes all over. It is very easy to do.
Right. But I mean, the months prior to this have been very calm, earthquake-wise.
No, not really.
Here we see Kobe, we see Washington, Brazil just got hit. And these are things that are making the news. Now, is the changes going on in the Earth corresponding with the changes going on in the consciousness?
They are linked, but not in the way that you are thinking. Certainly, one is a result of the other. But the question is, which is which?
Well, if our consciousness and the people are going to be switching from third to sixth, what happens to the planet? Anything physical?
No.
Okay. So there's no major landmass changes.
When you arrive on the sixth dimension, things will be different.
Right.
Your planet will be different. The continents will be different. Your planet on the third dimension will remain the same in its same evolutionary pattern.
I see. Okay.
Why?
Because you hit me with these good ones sometimes like this too.
It is simple.
Well, let me think about it for a second. Because in the third dimension, everything, as you said, will be seen the same. You'll wake up and you won't even realize anything's changed. Whereas on the sixth dimension, you've already switched 2 dimensions. It's a different planet.
Yes, it is, and I will have to talk to her. Yes, it is a different planet.
Talk to Kara?
Yes.
I don't know sometimes.
It is 2 totally different planets. And they both exist now. One is inhabited, the other one is not.
Oh, so it's sitting there waiting.
Correct.
Life forms on it are also there waiting.
Correct.
Just waiting for the humans to come.
Correct. And they do not physically travel from one place to another, because with a different dimension it is in the same place at the same time.
Now that means people from Sirius can go visit the 6th dimension level.
They are forbidden to.
Hands on.
And on.
Is there a reason for that?
Yes.
Oh.
We cannot disclose it at this time. But logic will dictate the answer. Look into yourself and reason why.
The same thing that happened with Atlantis.
Okay, last question, please.
Okay. The last question is oh yes. In the coming collapse, it said it's best not to choose sides, merely choose yourself. Correct?
Correct. Because by choosing what is right, that you perceive what is right, is choosing sides. You choose yourself and what you believe to be correct. You choose sides. But not one side or the other. You choose what you believe to be right. You choose the middle road.
Farewell.
Live long, prosper. A mold to be loved.
So like my little place in here. It's got a scent in it that's supposed to attract cats.
What are you saying?
Well, I don't know. That's what it says on the package. That's what it says on the bottom. It says, with cat attracting scent.
Catnip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put the last person in. Yeah, dude. Hello.
It's like
No.
it's not Kara. It's not Alana.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Carrie. Isn't it? It's Carrie?
I got you, sucker.
Alana was just laughing at the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was necessary. We apologize for the delay.
It's all right.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay, let us relax and get down to business.
Okay, here we go,
Okay.
sweetheart. All right. First question is, besides your advice,
Uh-huh.
are there any entities that are controlling you, that are working with frequencies that might not be more beneficial than yours?
Might not be. No, I wouldn't say might not be. They have a different input, which would be useful for analyzing information.
Okay. So these would be my guides,
Correct.
essentially.
Is that good or what?
Oh, very good. Something like that. Good job. Okay.
Well, the reason why I put my legs up like that. She was sitting laughing. She's sitting just below the monitor. The monitor's there and she is sitting there.
Snakes.
Yes. This is why I have my swimsuit on underneath my sports skirt.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, placement of magnets. It alters the magnetic flow in the body, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that's why the healing takes place.
Correct.
Because when something, let's say I banged my muscle here in my thigh.
Uh-huh.
Now, does that mean that my energy flows have been disrupted?
Correct.
Okay.
How can you set them up to heal?
Well,
Say
we
this is your thigh.
Yeah, we discussed having the band.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Correct. Now, supposing it is your hip, how do you do it then?
use an ace bandage.
Supposing it is here, in the groin area.
Use straight.
No, in essence, you are correct in using tape, but you triangulate it.
Or you place it.
Yes, place it. You use triangulation in an uneven area. Something like a thigh is easy.
Now, I would assume the way you do this is something really happy, like say a dead concert. You're in a state of bliss practically.
Love making.
And that's when you're affecting someone else's soul at the same time.
Correct. And as a healer, that is the highest.
It's really
Correct. For a healer, it is the most enjoyable thing. Oh, I did it.
Hey, good job. You did do it.
Mhm.
Wow, we blew through that tape already?
Okay.
Okay. Well, I didn't have no questions anymore.
Okay.
Anyway, I've got a lot of tonight to see. Let's try something. Come up with something.
Okay. With the vibe she's giving off, I think you're going to be in for some fun. I have some studying to do. Thundercloud, indeed. Oh, yes?
I got trick for you.
Okay.
Working up at Heavenly, right?
Okay.
We just had a change in prices.
Okay.
Went from 42 up to 44.
Uh-huh.
Well, back when it was $42,